Alright, what up though everybody? It's your boy Hannah Smash, you feel me? Up in the building. I'm about to just make a little beat right quick, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing to it, you feel me? So, and then I'm gonna show you what I do to make them. I'll usually start out with the melody. I know I'm talking fast, but it's only because I got 15 minutes to show you what I'm working with. I don't have all my instruments in here, so I'm gonna just use what I got. I'm working on I'm working with a very limited everything. I got limited microphone, sound. I got, man, video look a little hazy, but it's all good, you know. So anyway, first thing I do is let's see, I right click or whatever on like the preset that they already have, like, or I just go here to add a new channel, and I add, you know, whatever I want to play with, you know, whether if it's the FL keys. I play with the FL keys a lot, or the Citrus. You know, that's what I really first started out using. I do have the Nexus. I just haven't like downloaded it yet or unloaded it yet and like extracted all the files. So I'm just gonna use the Citrus right now. I'm in pattern mode, and you can also go to song mode. You know, song mode is for when you put your pattern out there. You know what I'm saying? When you actually put your pattern out there. We always start with pattern 1, or if you want to start with pattern 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever, you can put it out there, and that's what it's going to look like. So when I start adding notes to my pattern, you're going to see what it looks like. This is for the people who don't know anything about FL Studio but want to know how to make a beat. So here we go. And the first thing I do, I go to the piano roll. I hope that this shit ain't that loud to the point where it's getting off like this fuzzy ass like noise every time I hit the speaker or whatever, but whatever. You hear that instrument, you just start clicking on the notes, you know what I'm saying? Put something together, you feel me? No time to be timid though. Let me lift my voice and sing a little bit. Lift every voice. Anyway, I like to use the Rhodes. Let's see what we got here. We go. Look for a vibe, you feel me? That's what I look for. Look for a vibe. Now notice if I click play while it's on song, it'll play, right? Now that's just gonna go through the entire song. Whatever you put out here on the board, it's just gonna go through the entire thing. But if you want to just work on one pattern at a time, you click pattern at the top. So anyway, you see those two notes have been added. They've been added there. But if I pick a number 2 pattern out, you won't see any notes on it. But this is what I like to do. I like to right click on pattern, and then I like to clone it. You know, when I clone it, I just can put out pattern 2. You know what I'm saying? Just for a build up effect. You know what I mean? So my bad, I just had some food and that shit was good. But anyway, let me just delete that. You can always delete stuff you don't want, you know what I'm saying? There's shortcuts to it, but I don't really get into all the shortcuts all the time, but sometimes I do. Now, you can click around in here, you know, you can put your MIDI. I have a MIDI. You can put your MIDI keyboard on it, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to my bro who got this for me, but or gave it to me, but you can definitely use your MIDI keyboards and stuff. I'll get into that a little later, but for now we're just gonna click around in here, you know. So I'm just gonna look for a cool little vibe, because that's all I'm really gonna have time to do, because I only got 15 minutes. And this is my first little video, so bear with me. You feel me? I got them 2 notes. I'm working on this one pattern, and I'm gonna just say, okay. Ooh, this gonna be a crazy trap beat then. Now, what you saw me just do was I did just use a shortcut, like the little shortcut buttons. It was Control B. So I'm gonna just back up right quick. When you put out what you want, you can either double click to select, like you can like let me see. You can double click this little timeline up here at the top right here where it says 2, 1. You can double click that and drag it to select, or you can just like Control A, which is probably the easiest one to do. But you also have a selection tool that you can click and then just drag down, you know, over the specific thing that you want to select. So before you can actually use that shortcut, you actually have to have something selected. Actually, you don't have to have it selected. That's my mistake. But if you want something specifically copied, you know what I'm saying, then you can press Control B and you're just going to keep on copying it. You know what I'm saying? But if you just want to grab the whole thing, just press Control A and Control B. That's how you just do a quick little copy just like that. So here we go. Let's play that back and see what we got. I don't have no 808s on here or nothing because I got to get my instruments, but this is just first little tutorial video for those who don't know how to make beats and who want to get into it. So here we go. I'll just press play to see what we got. And I like to also use the metronome right here. You know, I click the metronome, and this is also FL20. I think it's the newest one. So if you got an old version, they technically are all the same, but you know, a lot of the stuff is in the same area. This is the metronome. You know, it's just a click to keep you on beat. Boom. You know what I'm saying? So, and you see how my pattern just continues to grow. So, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Now that I got all that, then I would clone it, you know, because that's pretty much leading to what I really wanted to sound like, the build up, the, you know, the other different instruments that I want to add in there and make it sound real groovy. So I'm just gonna put a bass line in here since I don't have a lot of the instruments that I usually use. I'm gonna just put that in there. Boom. Sometimes you gotta hum it out. You know what I'm saying? You know what you want the beat to sound like. You just hum it out, and you find an instrument. Let's see. But that's all. I'm putting it on pattern again. Because I'm on 2, remember I'm on pattern 2. Now pattern 1 doesn't have that bass line, but pattern 2 does. So always pay attention to which pattern you're placing your instrumentation on. You don't want to get confused and, you know, get frustrated. It's all about fun. We're supposed to be having fun and just creating whatever we want to create, because, you know, the options are limitless. You feel me? Like, you can do whatever you want to do. Like, you can really just create sounds that nobody has really heard yet. So that's the greatest thing about this. So here we go. Now I like that. I don't feel like you can hear the bass loud enough. So another thing I wanted to let you guys know before I get to the 15-minute mark, you have to use the mixer board, you know. I mean, you don't have to, but it's still good. Like, I recommend using the mixer board if you want to really use EQ on your instrumentation and you want like specific parts of the instruments to maybe like have more high end or less low end. You know what I mean? In this case, I kind of want the blue bass to, you know, kind of pinch you. You know, I don't know. I guess you could say I wanted to be heard more than felt at this point. So I'm gonna Control L that, and boom, it just shows right up in the mixer. And this is where you can really just get jiggy with all of the intricacies of the instrument, you know. Now watch how it sounds now. Watch this. Oh, no, I didn't copy it like I was supposed to. So Control B, remember? Boom. Now it covers the area in which it wasn't before. So let's keep going. Now you can really hear that bass, you know, because I pushed this up right here. But if I pull that that middle part down, you won't really hear it as much. And then I got the low and high too. But if I just bring it back to normal, you can hear it a little bit, but not as much. But I want you to really hear it besides feel it, you know. I want you to hear it and feel it. Turn it down a little bit because I know that my speakers do weird things. Yeah. So anyway, so one thing I taught you so far is that you can place your pattern out here, you know, to see what all your notes look like. You can you know, right click and clone just to have a build up effect to, you know, like the bass. If you don't want the bass to automatically be on the first pattern of the song, you can just, you know, clone the first pattern and then, oops, sorry, I'm clicking everywhere. Clone the first pattern, it'll automatically go to the next number in line. So pattern 2, and then you can place the bass on pattern 2 like I did. You know, just clicking around using instruments. You know, you add more instrumentation onto the channel rack by pressing this little plus sign right here. Or you can just right click on, you know, an instrument that's already in there, like a kick, like there's a kick in there right now, and I just right click it and I go to replace. And I can go to a citrus, a toxic, biohazard, whatever. Because all of these things pretty much have different instruments in it that I can use. So I only used the citrus and I used the boo bass. And you see the cool melody that I've already created that simply, you know, just using those two different, you know, instrument picker things. Yeah. But you can, you know, you just choose whichever one you want, you know, and you can, I just will call them an instrument picker because you choose the FL keys, for instance, and there's several different types of pianos in there, you know, like you got the piano, grand piano, Rhodes, and a roto organ. You can play around with it and, you know, mess with the treble, mess with the stretch. You know, I know it sounds kind of low right now, but let me try to turn it back up. You know, mess with the detune a little bit. Sounds weird, but it sounds dope. Like you can really take that and shape that and turn it into something that people have yet to hear, or they haven't heard enough of it yet. You know what I mean? So let's just get back in there. Oh, and I also showed you guys that you can go to the piano roll and just place your instruments. Like you can place in there whatever you want. If you wanted this, the first few notes to sound like this, like with these two notes here, you just place them there. You can stretch them by grabbing the end and pulling them back, or whatever. You know, you usually want to just make it down here to the 8 section. You know, down here to the 8 section, and that's pretty much your first part of the melody. The first part of the melody is what I'm trying to say. So I only have like a minute or two left, unfortunately. So maybe I'll do a part 2. But anyway, this is just for beginners, people who don't really know much about FL Studio. I hope y'all can keep up with me. I know I'm going fast. It's because I'm sure, you know, I'm kind of stretched for time, or whatever you want to call it. What else did I teach y'all? To pit your instruments in the mixer board, and you can play with the EQ. I will go more in depth with this too, but you know how I played with that? I pushed that up really high. A lot of people probably wouldn't do that, but whatever, you know, it's about the sound you want to create and about the sound that you want to get across to the listener. So, with that being said, let me go back to my channel rack and get rid of the FL keys. And I want to put the Rhodes on to the channel mixer or the mixer board. So I'm just going to Control L. And boom, there you have it. That is the first tutorial on how you make a beat. by your boy Hannah Smash. See you next time.